guys, it's YOU WACK, and I know I'm well known to be the main of the Overwatch community, and that comes to no surprise when you actually look at my stats and you come to find out that Mei is in fact my favorite hero. But also, contrary to popular belief, I play more than just Mei, and Soldier 76 is one of those heroes. Now, do I like playing Soldier 76? No. In fact, I don't really like Soldier 76 as a hero or as a character or really anything. The only reason why I play Soldier 76 is that I'm somewhat good with him, and that's because he kind of reminds me of the old Call of Duties back when I played them a bunch in 2010 through 2016. And that's kind of random for me to throw out, but that's kind of important for you to know where my stance is when it comes to Soldier 76, because today on the experimental mode, we got what is probably the biggest hero change that isn't a buff or a nerf to a hero, because Soldier 76 received Recoil. And the reason why that's such a big deal, actually two big reasons why, is that there's really only one other hero that actually has visible recoil when they shoot, and that's Baptiste. But the second reason why this is such a big change is that Overwatch isn't really marketed as this CSGO-like game where your aim is really hindered by recoil. It was always seen as this cartoony arcade shooter, just kind of like Call of Duty was, maybe just without the cartoon aesthetic. But now with this change on the experimental mode, remind you, it's just on the experimental mode, if you just hold down right trigger or left mouse click on PC, then your aim is just going to go straight up, but at least it's going to be going straight up in a straight line. Your bullets aren't going to be flying all over the place, meaning you aren't subject to RNG. You're subject to your own skill. And this is probably one of the most unique additions or changes to the Overwatch hero roster, but also one of the simplest, something that we've seen in video games for decades now. And before I get into the meat and potatoes and my own thoughts of this change, I do want to know what you think about this change. A lot of people who play Soldier 76 that maybe don't have a big background in a lot of other FPS games will probably be devastated by this change. Oh my god, why are they changing my hero? He was perfectly fine. But then a lot of other people that have FPS backgrounds in these other games will probably look at this change and kind of be all, what do the kids say again? PogChamp? I don't know. I hate using Twitch chat IRL, but this is probably going to be the most split change that people are either really excited about or really devastated about, and it's within reason because, again, it is subject to your own skill. But what do I think about this change? Someone that has actually spent hours, if not days, playing with this old man. Probably not the best choice in words, actually. But for me, I'm really torn on this change, because part of me realizes that this is a change. They're changing a hero that I've invested hours in, but then a part of me also really likes this change because now I'm not subject to a random number generator. In case you guys don't know what RNG means, that basically stands for random number generator. And when it comes to Soldier 76, if you were just to hold down the right trigger or left mouse click, like I have to keep mentioning, if you keep holding that button down, after I think the 7th or 8th bullet, your bullets are going to go randomly to the left side, to the right side. It won't be going in a straight line to where your crosshair is pointed at. And if you're in a long drawn out gunfight, and if you don't have muscle memory for how Soldier 76 DPS output is, then sometimes you can forget that you are being subject to RNG after getting a hero down to maybe 5 health. You know, he's so close to getting one shot and you don't want to let off the trigger, you just want to shoot him down because your crosshair is on his head. Well, if you keep shooting the bullets, you're not really gonna get, you most likely are gonna get the kill depending on how close you are, but the farther away you are, you're not going to be able to get the kill because, well, your bullets are going to the right of his head, the left is his head, and you're not able to secure the kill as Soldier. But your crosshair was on his head, you were just subject to a game engine design that Blizzard decided years ago. So you have one of two options. Either A, you can hope that RNG blesses you with a bullet that actually kills them, which is probably not going to happen, or B, you learn to pop shots. And in a way, this could be just a muscle memory skill that you gain over time that you can only unlock if you actually invest hours into Soldier 76. But even after investing hours, I still find myself getting frustrated that bullets are flying all over the place because even I think I'm pop shotting, but I'm not. The bullets are not going in a straight line. But this change, literally changes his whole outlook and how he's played. Now that Soldier has recoil on the experimental mode, all you really have to do to manage this change is by simply pulling down the right stick or pulling down the mouse on PC. So in retrospect, if you do have an FPS background, especially in a game like CSGO that is notorious for having recoil that you can actually manage, this change is going to be something that can easily get around. In fact, this might even be a buff because there is no RNG. You're always hitting someone's head, whether it's from short distances or long distances, so you're going to pop off as Soldier 76. I'm starting to think that if you do have this FPS background, Soldier 76 is probably the best DPS hero in the game. But if you don't, Soldier 76 is probably the worst DPS hero in the game, and that's called a skill gap. It might seem unfair that Soldier 76 is so appealing to players that actually have played other FPS games where this is probably your first FPS game, but isn't that kind of a good thing? Isn't that a good thing that other players are better than you because they actually have more time invested in a video game and it can easily translate into Overwatch? And you might say no, you might think that everybody should be on the same playing field, but then you also might like communism, which, hey, sometimes it can be a little bit sexy. Not really, it's not. There's a reason why it failed. I don't know, but I know there's gonna be lots of people that are freaked out by this recoil change if it does go into live servers, either because you think Soldier 76 is gonna be the most overpowered hero, or the flip side, you think he's actually gonna be underpowered. Your main is now unusable because you never had to manage recoil. And I will admit, when I first played the Soldier 76 recoil, it felt so weird. Maybe it's because I played Overwatch for 4 years and not a lot of FPS games, but it also felt weird because I was playing Soldier 76, a hero that has never had recoil. So there's two things that I'm having to get past with this new change, but I do understand that this change is probably going to be good in the long run because, again, you don't have that random thing that is making sure that your aim is not always on point. Now it's just up to you and how you manage the recoil. Plus, you get 5 extra bullets with this change, which is always a nice change. But the last and final change that I do want to mention that might not be so appealing to console Soldier 76 players is that you do have to manage your recoil with the right stick. A joystick. I guarantee you this change was kind of looked at from the PC standpoint, and why wouldn't it? Because PC is the main platform that Overwatch is played on. It is a lot easier to manage recoil with the mouse because there is such a larger surface area for you to cover when you do pull down on the right mouse. With joysticks, there is so many ways to just overcompensate for the recoil, it's not even funny. Now, it's not impossible, you can still do it, but it's a lot easier. Like, trust me when I say this, it's a lot easier to do it on PC. Because again, you have a larger surface area to cover, which makes it so that you make less mistakes for compensating for the recoil. So I guarantee that if this change does go live the next couple of weeks, you're gonna see a lot more Soldier 76 players on PC, but on console, that might be a different story. This might be another Ana on console versus PC situation where Ana on console is actually worse and statistics have proven it, but that is yet to be proven because, well, this is only on experimental mode. But I want you guys to comment down below what you think about this change, and some of you guys might not care, but just like the election, I advise you to care because if you don't get feedback and Blizzard pushes this out live and you don't like it, well, you have no one to blame but yourself. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.